Good morning, guys. How are you? So, my necklace is all turned around here. If you are watching replay, which is going to be most of you, let me know you're here. I love knowing you guys are here. Isn't this like the cutest necklace? It's a little mountain. Okay, so I took a break this weekend and spent some time with my family. It was so amazing. And I come back and one of the conversations, hey Stacy, how are you? One of the conversations I happen to see a lot of is THC in dogs, or the CBD in dogs, I guess I should say. So anytime I see stuff like that, I'm like, okay, great, awesome video. So first of all, THC is toxic to dogs, okay? Now, what that means is I don't know as if they die. I haven't studied it that much to know that, but I know that it's very, very bad. When Kita ate the bubble gum and she was sick, the very first thing they tested for was THC because we live in Colorado. I'm a medical marijuana patient. And even though I'm smart and I keep my medicine, away, you can take her on a walk and she could grab something. And the vet said that even like the bottom of a joint, which I don't even know who really still smokes joints now, but let's just say someone did, and they threw out this little bitty bottom, at 50 pounds, it could give those symptoms. So, she was so sick and she couldn't stand up and she was falling over. Now she didn't, okay. As a matter of fact, they tested her several times for different things and, she didn't have any THC in her system at all. So what does that tell me? That tells us two things. One, that THC is toxic to dogs. Two, that she didn't have THC in her system. Okay, so I'm going to show you, I give Kita the 500 milligram CBD oil, okay, and it is for humans, and I do give her the peppermint now, and the reason why is she prefers the peppermint flavor, and I think it's because she is my baby. She is the fourth one to get her oil in the morning, actually the fifth one, so I get mine, and then I yell, oi, because that's what Maddox calls it. Oi, I'm like, oi, guys. And so they run in here and they get it, and I'm dishing out the 500 peppermint. So another note is if you have a smaller dog, don't just give them the peppermint because peppermint is bad for dogs too. I have an older dog and I only give her just I have a bigger dog and I only give her a couple drops of this. Now, sometimes I will try to give her the natural, or I'll give her the pet one and I can give her more. So let me explain to you how she can take the human CBD oil and not have any THC in her system, right? Because you would think she would. So the way this works is these oils have zero THC. We do not sell a CBD product that is enriched with THC. You can only get that at a dispensary that regulates marijuana, right? Medical marijuana. And to touch on that, the CBD there can only come from marijuana, at least here in Colorado. So when you have a CBD that is from marijuana, that in itself is going to be a no-go for dogs, okay? Don't do that. The reason why she can take this is because it is from hemp. It is from industrial hemp that is grown in Kentucky by Jen Canna. The FDA sets the limit on legality for this plant. In order to make this oil and to sell it to you everywhere, the limit has to be 0. This has 0 THC in it. That is how it is legal, okay? That is how our company ships it and we take it and I come on here and tell you about it. So now, if you want to get down to the nitty-gritty science of it and be real here, this does have trace amounts of THC in it, okay? Our dog oil, the 250 milligram pet oil, same thing. These are full spectrum products. And what this means is it uses the entire hemp plant. Now, these plants are, government regulated. They are legal plants. Our batches of oil that do have to be tested, right? We have to test them before we sell them to make sure, a natural plant didn't grow and, naturally have more THC than it's supposed to. So they're tested, and the limit the FDA sets for these trace amounts is 0.3% or under. Okay, so that is 0 THC. Our oil on our lab results on my website at Evelyn CBD, our oil tests between 0.03 and 0.08% THC. Now, that is well below that FDA limit of 0.3, right? So, here's the reason, however, why we have a completely THC free. If you know anything, excuse me, let me get some coffee here. Yes, it's cold. Yes, it's cold. If you know anything about THC, this is how it works. THC, it loves to cling to fat molecules, okay? It clings to our fat. Over time, as it clings there, let me see, it's kind of like my nail polish, okay? let me just give you this analogy. So I have some really crappy old nail polish underneath here. I didn't have time to get my nails done Saturday, so I just painted a darker color on top. It was dark, and no one's going to be like inspecting my nails, right? So it worked. But my point here is the little bitty trace amounts of the THC, they cling to your fat cells. If you have a slower metabolism, if you don't drink enough water, if you don't, do yoga that's going to detoxify your body, it's going to cling, and just like the nail polish, it can build up over time, okay? So that is why our company made the isolate, all right? So they isolated the THC in the hemp and made it completely THC free for the THC free ones. Now, you guys are like, why would they make it THC free if there's a 0 THC, right? Totally get that too. The reason is some people, police officers, doctors, surgeons, military, some people cannot even have those very, very little trace amounts that are federally legal. They just cannot. So the THC free is the option B. Then you get the question, well, does the option B work as good as the option A, the original? That, honestly, I have not messed with the THC free, but I do know studies show that the THC acts as the very best carrier for the CBD oil itself. That said, do you need the THC, even the minuscule amount, to carry the oil? No, you don't. We have a carrier. And it is a very, very, very good option if you can't have it at all, okay? But back to the dog, that is the reason why the dog can take, 3-4 drops of the 500, or a dropper of the 250, because the THC is so minuscule. And she has the cannabinoid system. So she has the same cannabinoid system that I tell you guys about. We all have it. All mammals have it, okay? And they have cannabinoid receptors, okay? So when I give her the CBD, it is going to those receptors, firing off, telling her hips they feel better, moving her muscles more, giving her less anxiety. Like, she dropped like 2-3 years when she started getting this oil. So it has been freaking amazing. But I just see that confusion a lot. And then I see the confusion, and actually the question was talking about they have been giving the pet oil. And then the way the question was worded was, can I give my dog a THC CBD? And so reading back over the question, I realized they meant the original, but it just speared this thought inside my head of, what if people do go to the dispensary and they do buy this marijuana CBD oil, and then they end up really seriously hurting their dog? I wish I had this when my doggy had cancer. Yeah, I know, right? So, just want to confirm that, you guys, there is no THC in our oil, there is the completely free option B. So your dogs will be okay. Again, watch the peppermint if you do the human oil. But again, another option is always the 250 pet oil. I don't think she likes this as much because she knows, this is going to sound so silly, but like she knows, right? Like she knows English. Like I have to spell out words to my husband, like WALK, like, do you want to go WA? So like she knows, and she knows that the oil, whenever I try to give her this, that it is totally different from what we take. And she's like, no. So either one of those, you guys, and just wanted to clarify, we do not have any THC that's going to hurt your little pup. Aw. All right, guys. Well, I'll talk to you later. I am going to download these and upload them for the closed captions. So bye, guys. Have a great day.